I'm Nicole and this is Summer.
Hi.
And today we're going to teach you how to put on your new corset. So with all of our corsets, it's really important that you loosen it from the back before you put it on, but also before you take it off again you need to loosen it, because if it's too tight it can break the boning or the closures. So on the back here you'll see it should be tied up. You want to undo the ribbon or cord, and all it is just tied in a little bow and a knot. You think of it kind of like shoelaces. Once you've undone the knot, you'll see that there are two loops. This is where you'll loosen from through the crisscrosses, and these are also where you'll tighten from, but I'll show you that in just a moment. So first of all, we need to loosen from those center loops outwards, and then we're going to pop it on our lovely model here. Wrap it around, grab around the front. At the front here, if you just turn for me please, Summer, you've got the busk closures. I find it really handy to use the top or the bottom to help manipulate it, and sometimes I can start roughly around the center and they will slide in. Whatever way you get it done, that is fine. Just be mindful, do not be pulling up or bending, because that can warp the corset. A little bit is fine, but too much will warp it. And we'll tie our little bow at the front here. Okay, turn around for me please. At the back here, you should have a modesty panel. This is a good indicator that you've got exactly the right size, and also it just helps protect any skin or clothing if we're pulling really tight. We want to make sure that that is sitting as flat as possible as we go. So grab your two loops, pull, grab them in one hand, make sure that modesty panel is sitting nice and flat, and then any excess you want to walk your fingers through the crisscrosses into those center loops. If you are doing this on yourself, you will grab those two on one hand, the other hand comes up behind your back and does the same thing, walks your fingers through those crisscrosses, making sure that it's nice and flat. If that is all that you do, you'll get there, you'll get it just fine, but I'll teach you some tips and tricks as we go along. Okay, so if you're helping another person do it, what you can do, put your hand into a fist nice and close. You can use that as a brace. You can then grab those crisscrosses, pull and twist. Pull and twist as you go through into those center. Another tip and trick, grab the top of the loops and we're going to pull down and out, making sure that our lovely person is nice and stable. So I'll get you to stand with your feet slightly shoulder width apart, one slightly in front of the other, and we're going to do a big pull. Ready? 1, 2, 3. How's that feeling? Feeling okay so far?
Yeah.
If you're helping another person, make sure you check in with them. It should feel firm, but not so tight that you can't breathe. Okay, then, if you're helping another person, keep it nice and tight. If you're doing it on yourself, you will let go. It will loosen a little, but we're going to come back to that in a second. So, top of the loops, down and out. Grab the bottom of the loops, and we're going to pull up. You want to do this more gently than the top, because otherwise it will start to buckle here. So another big pull. Ready? 1, 2, 3. How's that feeling tightness wise?
Yeah.
Going okay still?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Pull that modesty over. So it's looking pretty good so far. We're going to do one final cinch for the center. Make sure that it's sitting okay for the person that you are helping or on yourself. I just tie a knot. I like to wrap my hands around nice and tight, nice and close, and then we're going to go row, row, row your boat up and down as we pull in. So final cinch, you okay? Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Is that feeling okay?
Yep.
Beautiful. And this is looking really good here. If you find that after you've done that there's still some excess, or you need to maybe move some things around, that's all good. You can do your pull and twist. Come back in and then tie a bow, keeping it as tight as possible. I like to get the lengths roughly about the same, and you can either leave the tail length out or you can tuck it in underneath the crisscrosses, and if you tie the knot close to the side you can tuck the whole thing underneath the corset so it's hidden. Ideally for sizing you want about a 2-finger gap in the back here. If it is slightly tighter or it's all the way closed but still feels firm, that's totally fine. It just means it can't go any tighter than that, but that's not a problem. If you are getting it and it is not going all the way, it's still feeling firm, you will need to go up a size. Corsets do tend to run small, so we do generally recommend sizing up 1 to 2, but hopefully you can come visit us in store and get sized. And if you turn for me here, here is our gorgeous corset. And you can style it in any way that you see fit.
The top bit's not very.
Oh, you don't want me.
Oh, okay.
I was going to show that in the thing, but that's alright.
That's cool. So walking your fingers.
Okay. This is the grab, fist, pull, twist.
Cool.
And top of the loops, down and out. We pull ready, 1, 2, 3. And bottom of the loops, pull up. Okay, ready, 1, 2, 3. Tie the knot. Don't get your finger stuck. Wrap around and up and down. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Check the modesty. Looks roughly the same, and it can be tucked under there, or under this side. Okay, you've had an amazing night. You are ready to either loosen your corset because you are like, I still want to keep it on, but it's feeling a bit tight for me now, or end of the night, you're ready to take it off. So we've got some important little steps to teach you. So if you're just wanting to loosen it, you're not ready to take it off yet, what we're going to do, turn for me. All we've done here is tied a knot, tied a bow, just like shoelaces. So grab the top loop, pull, undo your knot, and then as you can see, it started to loosen already. Just walk your fingers from those center loops outwards, and you can give it a bit of a jiggle until it's feeling nice and comfortable. The reason that we have our modesty panel with the 2 fingers, it means that you can have room that you can tighten it more should you want to, but you've also got room to loosen it like this, you know. So you're feeling okay, that feels better. Perfect. You can double check, make sure there's no excess hanging out. Pull that through. Just retie your knot, tie your bow, and you can do a little bit of tie your knot. You can do a little pull up and down if you want a little bit more firmness again, and then tie your bow, and then you're good to go, feeling nice and comfortable. If you're ready, it's the end of the night, you want to take it completely off, same thing, pull that bow, undo your knot, and then we're going to walk our fingers through those crisscrosses, open it up. You can grab the middle, top or bottom, and give it a shake and a bit of a pull, and that will loosen it. And if we turn to the front here, You can undo your bow. She says to run it again. And then I'll get Summer here. You can grab the top or the bottom and just basically wiggle back and forth. It's very important to make sure that you are loosening it before you take it off, otherwise it can damage the closures.